Namaskar and welcome back to Media Scan, your weekend dose of headlines, controversies and perspectives. Viewers, 3 states in the Northeast have spoken, and from the results, it's now increasingly clear that the BJP with its allies is firmly entrenched in the polity and the society of Northeast India. What these results mean for the Northeast and the politics of the whole country. Let's discuss. Joining me on Media Scan in this very special episode this evening is Deepak Diwan, well-known expert on Northeast politics and other affairs. You have been hearing him on Doordarshan on earlier occasions. Welcome to Media Scan.
Thank you.
Also with me, joining straight from Guwahati, Ravi Shankar Ravi, one of the senior-most journalists in the region. He is an author, a well-known columnist, commentator. Welcome back to Media Scan, sir. And also joining me on the show, Subimal Bhattacharjee, an expert on cyber security, on politics, but also on the affairs of Northeast India. Welcome back, Subimal.
Thank you, Smitaji.
And to begin the discussion right away, I would like to come to you, Mr. Diwan. In very few lines, sir, quickly, what in your view is the overarching message of the election results declared on Thursday?
Well, I think the people of Northeast, they want development. And in the past, BJP has proved that they are going to change the development scene in Northeast. They want to bring Northeast at par with rest of the country. That effort is on and it is showing results in the Northeast, and people want that. They want to catch up with the rest of the nation. And other thing is also, this is the first election in 2023 and it indicates the mood of the people. They are for BJP.
No, so are you saying, Mr. Diwan, that the mood, the inclination of the people that was visible on Thursday in the Northeast can be conflated or can be juxtaposed with the general mood in the nation? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think so, because see, the thing is, I was at one channel yesterday where they had a poll for 2024 also. So they somehow linked both, and they said that it does indicate that people liking for the BJP and for these reasons.
Right. So we'll also try to get the views of our other commentators on the same issue. Coming to you, Subimal Bhattacharjee, Mr. Diwan has just said that he thinks it is not only reflective of the mood in the Northeast, but might well be reflective of the entire country. Do you think that's a little over the top? And also, your quick take on Thursday's election results before I come to the specific states.
Smitaji, I think the most important message that comes from Thursday's results is that the BJP has consolidated significantly in the Northeast.
Yes.
They have gained the trust across the tribal belts. Besides, what is always there or emerging in the non-tribal belts. But most important to note is that despite so many conversations around anti-incumbency, etc. and all, people in the Northeast have come and voted significantly to the BJP and anyone who was associated with the BJP in the last few years of governance.
Yes,
so
but then in that case, do you think the results in Meghalaya could have been little different? Just a query.
Well, BJP could have got a few seats more, but then, the results, if you see, it has almost emerged that, ultimately the government support formation needs the BJP, and whatever has the Conrad Sangma's party has done in the last few years, it's also on the strength of the support from the center. So I think people get that message, and the Prime Minister's overwhelming response that he got when he went for the campaigning in Meghalaya. This has been phenomenal in trying to keep those results. I think to your point about the 2024, if it is too much, no, I don't think. I think, every periphery of the country also today realizes that this government, this Prime Minister has been meaning what he says, and particularly in the Northeast, I saw Deepak ji also allude to this, that infrastructure development in the last few years have been significant. It has connected everyone, and now it has given the opportunity for the various organizations, small and big, to think that this is an opportunity for them to look at economic opportunities, and that's very, very important.
Okay, so I would like to bring in Ravi Shankar Ravi here. Sir, thank you for joining from Guwahati. And very clearly, the BJP, had been continuously repeating its plank about peace, bringing peace and security to the various states in the northeastern India, and their particular thrust on connectivity through infrastructure projects, through long pending projects that were not getting completed, and Mr. Modi was particular in getting them completed. And also the question of stability in governments, not too frequent changes in the governments, etc. My question to you, sir, is have these mantras of peace, stability and connectivity paid off in the interest of the BJP, and will we see similar results in other states? For example, there will be elections in Mizoram later this year, from what we have seen on Thursday.
आपने बहुत सही बात कही कि देखिए, पूर्वोत्तर में जो सबसे बड़ी चीज है वो है पीस, शांति, स्टेबिलिटी, और उसके अलावा जो प्रोग्रेस है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और ये सारी चीजें हैं। सबसे बड़ी बात, आखिर बीजेपी यहाँ पर मर्ज क्यों की? बीजेपी के नेताओं को भी पता है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में विदाउट रीजनल पार्टी के सपोर्ट से आगे बढ़ना मुश्किल था, और भाजपा ने जब नॉर्थ ईस्ट में प्रवेश किया तो रीजनल पार्टी को अपने साथ रखा और एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट को बनाया। बीच में विड्रॉ कर लेना, आप देखिए जैसे नागालैंड में कितने आराम से सरकार 5 साल तक चलते रही। बीजेपी चाहती तो वहां पर पहले की सरकारों की तरह वहां पर खेल कर सकती थी, लेकिन वो कई मुद्दे पर रियो की बातों से सहमत नहीं होने के बावजूद भी साथ चलने की जो काबिलियत बीजेपी ने दिखाई। और देखिए मेघालय में कांग्रेस, बीजेपी और एनपीपी ने किस तरह से एक दूसरे के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ा, एक दूसरे के खिलाफ प्रचार किया, लेकिन जब रिजल्ट आया और कर्नाड संगमा ने जब बीजेपी का सपोर्ट मांगा तो मुझे लगता है कि 10 मिनट भी नहीं लगा होगा उस पर डिसीजन लेने के लिए। और अब मेघालय में एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट बनने जा रही है और बीजेपी उसके लिए ये नहीं कहेंगे कि हम अपने विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, आप अपनी सरकार गिराइए। तो ये जो भरोसा पूर्वोत्तर की जो रीजनल पार्टी को है और ये जो भाजपा का लचीलापन है रुख में, जैसे मिजोरम में वहां तो भाजपा नहीं है,
एक सीट है वहां पे
सरकार है, लेकिन वह एनडीए में शामिल, और अगले चुनाव में और जितनी सपोर्ट हो सकती है। दूसरा, जो नागालैंड में जो स्थिति थी, सबसे बड़ी बात है आपसा को लेकर जो घटनाएं घट रही थी, तो कहीं ना कहीं नागालैंड के लोगों को लगता था कि क्या ये देश मेरा है, हमारी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस हम पर अटैक कर रही है, हमारी नहीं सुनती है। और इस बात की जरूरत लंबे समय से महसूस की जा रही थी, लेकिन उनकी इस भावना को किसने समझा? प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने समझा और उस दिशा में काम हुआ। और अभी केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह ने अपने चुनावी प्रचार में वादा भी किया है कि वो आपसा को धीरे धीरे स्थिति के अनुसार हटा लेंगे।
Precisely. AFSPA has been watered down substantially, and the Home Minister is on record that gradually they will be phasing out AFSPA from the entire Northeast, which is really good news that we are going to wait for. But I want to come on 2 very pertinent points, Mr. Ravi, that you have raised in your remarks right now. Mr. Diwan, 2 things that Ravi Shankar Ravi has tried to draw our attention to. The first being the question, of trying to bring down the level of alienation among the people of the northeastern states, and the question of how the BJP has been very, very liberal in giving enough space to its allies in the northeast, because we know that the BJP organization on its own would not have been able to be in the government in so many states if they had not given sufficient space to the allies. Do you think this is one particular point on which the BJP has really played smart in the northeast to spread its influence area?
Well, if you recall, the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa had formed one organization, NEDA,
NEDA.
Northeast Development
Alliance.
Alliance, which constituted all the non-Congress parties.
Yes.
They decided to work together to develop Northeast region. So with that, NEDA still stands. That's how we have coalition government. Even in Manipur we had last time, if you remember, when it was BJP plus NPP plus other regional parties, they had formed the government, and the same goes even in the present Meghalaya. NPP, BJP and
Till they were
UDP.
in government,
Yeah.
they gave enough space to Mr.
Yes.
Sangma.
And Mizoram, though BJP has only one seat in the assembly,
Yes.
that too in Chakma area. But now the elections are coming, BJP will try to fight election again. Let's see, then they will wait for the outcome of the poll results, whether they can form government with MNF or it all
Some
depends
other
on the number.
formation.
But the thing is, all the northeastern states, they need blessings from the center.
Agreed, sir. But on a different point, on the one hand, we have the BJP's, smart politics of giving enough importance and space to the regional powers, because that is how the BJP, can really have an influence
Yeah.
in those states. On the other hand, we have the Congress President, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, saying these are some smaller states and there is no need to pay so much attention to the results. And the Prime Minister precisely pointed to it also in his remarks at the BJP headquarters. Do you think this question of somewhere looking down upon the regional formations, or perhaps being not so, liberal in their outlook to the alliances, is one reason why the Congress is almost facing a washout in the entire Northeast?
Smita ji, you will be surprised in the case, if you look at the Nagaland results.
Yes, sir.
Bihar's 4 or 5 political parties, they have gained seats in Congress. That's why, because of this attitude, because of the thinking of what Mr. Kharge said, Congress is still 0 second time. They did not get even one seat. The state which they ruled for several years. Remember, Mr. Jamir had been Chief Minister for several times and all that. That is the reason. See, the Congress lost Northeast because of the party's attitude towards Northeast. They always looked at it as only 25 seats total from Northeast in the parliament.
So the concern was about having 25 Lok Sabha seats, not the changing the life of the people there.
Exactly.
Let me get a comment from Subimal Bhattacharjee on this. Mr. Bhattacharjee, did the Congress become too rigid in its attitude towards the regional formations in the Northeast who matters so much? For example, Mr. Diwan has just mentioned Nagaland, but I am also reminded of Tripura, where now Pradyot Debarma's party, the Tripura Motha, is in a much stronger position than the Congress will ever think. I mean, they are almost facing a washout.
Sure, absolutely. In fact, the Congress attitude in the region, besides what Mr. Diwan has said, was never, to conclude even the many, arrangements or accords that they signed with the various groups also. Now, if you see, ever since Mr. Amit Shah has become the Home Minister, he has been harping on 3 things for the Northeast. Very clearly stated even in the, PIB documents that come out. Number 1, respect the indigenous tribes and their culture, ethnic dresses, food, etc., and promote that. 2, engage with all the militant groups and bring them to the table and find solutions, and as a result of which in the last few years from 2019, more than 7 accords have been signed. 3rd, build up the economic viability, economic capacity of the region. Now, on all 3 fronts, much has been seen in the last few years. Now, why I am telling you this is because the point that you raised, second point specifically, that the many of the accords that you signed and you promised these groups that this is your rehabilitation package and this is how your cadres will be taken care of. Those were never followed during the Congress time. Here the money goes in time, it goes to the right places. Look at Bodoland in Assam today, it's thriving. They had a knowledge festival for 2 days where they had 35 guests from abroad, some 300 from all over the countries. So likewise in Tripura, in Manipur, all of the efforts to solve these problems take these youngsters into confidence, and a lot of these fellows are actually now going and joining the political mainstream also. So in a way, their productive energy is being utilized, and that comes from the confidence that all of these get when they see the effort of the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. So
Fine. So
approach.
I shall come to one other very important aspect of these results which the Prime Minister himself flagged, and a lot of commentators have written about it. Television has been discussing it continuously. But coming to Ravi Shankar Ravi, sir, the Congress lost power in Assam, not once but successively twice. And since then, the Congress is on a very quick and a very continuous decline in all the northeastern states, where the Congress at one time used to be the only political party, I remember very well. What do you think are the factors for that, apart from the question of alliances? Is it the kind of cold attitude of the leadership towards that region, or is it corruption, or is it a mix of this and others?
Exactly what are you telling? Congress leadership always keep mum about Northeast. अगर आप शुरू से देखिए, उग्रवाद की समस्या थी, लंबे समय से चल रही है, उसको सॉर्ट आउट कैसे करना है, इसके लिए कोई प्रयास नहीं हुआ, कभी उस पर ट्राई नहीं किया गया, जस्ट कैजुअल अप्रोच होता रहा। आपसा को ही लीजिए ना, ये लंबे समय से मांग चल रही है, उस पर एक कमेटी भी बनी और कमेटी ने भी रिकमेंड किया कि नहीं, आपसा को पूरे क्षेत्र में नहीं रखना है। और यह जब से नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री बने और उसके बाद से ये सारी प्रोसेस क्यों बदलने लगी? क्योंकि उसने स्थिति की गंभीरता को, उसके सेंसिटिव जो इश्यूज है उसको समझा। अब खड़गे साहब का ही जो बयान है, जस्टिस दिस इज एन लेटेस्ट एग्जाम्पल, छोटे मोटे राज्य हैं, जबकि एक परिवार में छोटे भी होते हैं, बड़े होते हैं, कुछ निकम्मे होते हैं, कुछ काम करने वाले लोग होते हैं, लेकिन परिवार का मुखिया सबको एक साथ लेकर चलता है। तो ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट में कांग्रेस रूट नहीं उखड़ा है, आज भी कांग्रेस का रूट नहीं, उसके लोग हैं, उसके सपोर्टर हैं, लेकिन सेंट्रल लीडरशिप का जो ट्रेंड रहा है नॉर्थ ईस्ट को लेकर, मुकुल संगमा आज इतना अच्छा किया उन्होंने मेघालय में, क्या हुआ, वो क्यों चले गए? कांग्रेस में ही डॉक्टर हेमंतो बिस्वा शर्मा कांग्रेस छोड़कर बीजेपी में क्यों आ गए? जो एटीट्यूड जो लीडरशिप का था रीजन को लेकर, नॉर्थ ईस्ट को लेकर, वो उसकी एक सबसे बड़ी वजह, लंबे समय तक मणिपुर में कांग्रेस का शासन रहा, लेकिन वहां पर देखिए क्या समस्याएं थी, करप्शन अभी भी है एक लेवल तक, लेकिन अब जो सरकारी पैसे आ रहे हैं, जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की जो स्कीम्स आ रही हैं, वो वहां पर उसका प्रभाव दिख रहा है। ठीक है, 100% नहीं, 60%, 70%, 80%। तो इस गवर्नमेंट सिर्फ पैसा नहीं दे रही है नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, परफॉर्मेंस भी देख रही है कि आपको जो मैंने पैसे दिए थे वो कहां कहां लगा है। और यही नागालैंड में भी अभी बहुत कुछ करने की जरूरत है, लेकिन जब से बीजेपी उसमें शामिल हुई है, दौरा बढ़ा है, उनकी नजर चारों तरफ जा रही है कि कहां कहां क्या हो रहा है, कहां पर। अब जैसे ईस्टर्न नागालैंड है, मोस्ट नेग्लेक्टेड इलाका आज भी है, कम्युनिकेशन का प्रॉब्लम है, कनेक्टिविटी का प्रॉब्लम है। और इस बार केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह ने जितना सीरियसली लिया है, और ये इन नेताओं की सबसे बड़ी खूबी, मैं एक नॉर्थ ईस्ट के सिटीजन के रूप में कह रहा हूं कि ये जो कहते हैं वो करके दिखाते हैं। और यही वजह है कि आज जो अगर नॉर्थ ईस्ट में किसी भी रीजनल नेता से अगर कोई बड़ा नेता है तो वो नरेंद्र मोदी।
Right. So I'll come to Mr. Ravi. I'll come to your question about the BJP leadership or the central leadership ensuring that whatever they say, they make sure it happens on the ground. It reflects there in the life of the people. But you reminded me of Mukul Sangma's party, and that brings me to another interesting question, Mr. Diwan. It is a fact that the BJP has done very well. It's quite strongly entrenched in the politics of the Northeast now. At the same time, we cannot wish away the fact that very strong regional powers have emerged in all these states. Mr. Ravi just mentioned Mukul Sangma. I am also reminded of Pradyot Debbarma, And these are people who came out of the Congress family
Yes.
because at some or the other point they were feeling neglected. They thought their voices were not being heard. And of course, I don't have to mention Himanta Biswa Sharma. So why do you think the Congress family is disintegrating at this rate? And even, Sushmita Deb, for that matter, there is a beeline of people leaving the party.
I'll give you one example. This will explain everything. All of us, we remember when there was a Congress government in Arunachal Pradesh and the Chief Minister was late Mr. Kaliko Pul.
Yes, sir.
He said that he came to Delhi, waited for 2 months to meet the central leadership. They
True.
did not give him time. So he had to return back to state, and then the net result was he had to ultimately, out of frustration, commit suicide. So even Manipur's Chief Minister N. Biren came from Congress.
And incidentally, the current Chief Minister Pema Khandu has also come out of the Congress.
Yeah, in fact, he came into politics much later after his
Correct.
father. But one thing I must tell you, how seriously Centre has taken the cause of development in Northeast region is the one ready example is the
Yes.
Prime Minister Modi. You know how many trips he has made. That apart
Yes.
from that, he is the first Prime Minister to have visited the Northeastern Council headquarters twice. And you know, before him, who had visited? Who was the first Prime Minister to visit? Morarji Desai.
All right.
See, we had Manmohan Singh ji, who was from Assam.
A member from Assam.
Assam. His constituency was in Assam, and which is hardly 70 kilometers away from Shillong.
Yes.
And that shows the side. Because the Northeastern Council is like a development agency for the entire region. The Prime Minister Modi has visited twice.
In fact, the Northeast Council by earlier governments was being looked upon as something that can be left to the bureaucrats, I would just like to add that.
It was money dispersing
Yes.
agency. No accountability. There were many scams, I remember that time earlier.
But Mr. Diwan, one question I want to come to, which the Prime Minister particularly mentioned, and he also brought in Kerala into the discussion. He said, all this attack about communalism on the BJP and its ideology, if we look at the results from Thursday, 2 out of the 3 states are not Hindu majority at all. They are populated mostly by Christians. But the kind of support that the party has been gaining and other areas of the Northeast, do you think this result will help in kind of making the opposition and the other intelligentsia think again before they level this attack on communalism on the BJP leadership?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, see, the thing is, there's no such feeling in these states if you look at the results. See, when our president, Madam Murmu, became the president of India, there were celebrations all over the Northeast. And I don't think that there's a caste card or religious card
playing there
at all.
Okay, I have very little time, so I'd like to get 2 very quick comments from both my other guests before we wind up. Subimal Bhattacharjee, will these results help the opposition and the intelligentsia to rethink their attack about communalism on the BJP leadership, or will it not matter? And secondly, what do you think is going to be the picture of the politics in Tripura in the coming times? Because the equations are very different now.
Well, on the first question, I think raising a communalism issue around the Northeast should be stopped. I think the people have voted. If you see in Nagaland, BJP got 18.8% of the votes. In Meghalaya, BJP got 9% of the votes. But they fought in very less number of seats. So proportionately, they really got the votes. So I think that definitely doesn't come into the picture. Northeast people are far much more secular than they are sort of being put in the prism of the political opportunism that the opposition does. Number 2, in Tripura, I think the results have shown very clearly that what was started has to continue. That consolidation has to happen. The fear, everything that the left had done in all the rural areas and all, I think that is all dissipated now. So they are all looking at wholesome growth and development. I think Pradyut's emergence with his cause has sort of been put in its place
So
by
in
the
one
people.
line, in one line, Mr. Bhattacharjee.
So he couldn't become a kingmaker. So
Yes.
I think people want development. That's more important.
So you think Pradyut is reconciled to sit in the opposition now?
He has to.
And just one very quick take from Ravi Shankar Ravi as well. Sir, you talked about the infrastructure growth. You particularly stressed on the question of AFSPA, about how the center has tried to bring peace into the life of the Northeast people. But on the question of politics, where do you see the Congress politics going heretofore in the Northeast? And also, as the Prime Minister claimed, is the BJP now truly the representative of all segments of population in the northeastern India, or is it only banking on the kind of traditional support of its alliance partners?
सारे जितने ट्राइबल्स कम्युनिटीज हैं उनमें जो एक आत्मविश्वास बढ़ा है, वो जो एक स्वाभिमान की जो भावना, और नॉर्थ ईस्ट में बेटर नॉर्थ ईस्ट कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में स्वाभिमान और ऑटोनॉमी एक बड़ा इशू रहा है, और अगर आप उनके स्वाभिमान को सहलाते हैं तो वो पूरी तरह से आपके साथ हैं, आपके प्रति वो हमेशा निष्ठावान रहते हैं। तो दैट शुड बी मेंटेन, क्योंकि उनकी जो अपनी इंटेग्रल जो आइडेंटिटी है दैट शुड बी मेंटेन। और ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है कि आज के समय में पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट, पहले अलग अलग राज्यों में बटे हुए थे, लेकिन आफ्टर बीजेपी कम इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट, तो अब जैसे लग रहा है कि पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट राज्य एकजुट हो रहे हैं और कई इशूज, बॉर्डर इशूज टू बी सॉर्टेड आउट वेरी सून आई थिंक। तो ये these are the advantage.
Right. Absolutely. So I think you have actually done my job for me, Mr. Ravi, because you have actually tried to sum up the entire conversation that we had just now. But I am afraid I have completely run out of time at this point. So I shall have to bring an end to this very, very interesting and enlightening conversation with all of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Diwan, for coming and joining us here on Media Scan. Also, I want to thank Ravi Shankar Ravi, connecting to us straight from Guwahati, and Subemal Bhattacharjee, always so gracious to join the show whenever we have asked you, sir. Thank you very much. Viewers, as our guest Mr. Diwan and Ravi Shankar Ravi had pointed out, it is not enough to just think that you can win the hearts of the people in the Northeast by just good photo ops with their headgear and their dresses. There is much more to it which needs to be done for the full integration of the northeastern states with the mainstream of the country. And that is precisely what the center has been attempting to do in the past several years, and the results are definitely showing. At the same time, the people have almost rejected the Congress summarily, at least in these 3 states, which should give a lot of food for thought to the Congress leadership as well as its allies. For the moment, 3 states in the Northeast are going to have new governments, but not such a change of regime, if I may say. While we wait for another very interesting election in Mizoram later this year, we shall come back to you as and when it requires. For now, it's a wrap up on Media Scan for this evening. Namaskar.